Monday Night Football, Eagles at Chargers. Eagles -3 is the line. Game total 40.5. Betting splits on this guy 60% of the bets on the spread on the Eagles, 72% of the bets on total on the over, and 81% of the bets on the money line on the Eagles. Okay, what are you thinking here?
I like the Chargers +3 in this game.
hmm
Um, for the Eagles, it's a non-conference road spot,
hmm
East Coast to West Coast. Um, my only concern here is that Justin Herbert did have surgery on his hand, his non-throwing hand, over the weekend. So um, I think they're considering him a game time decision. Uh, so he is questionable for this one, but
hmm
we did see a little bit of Trey Lance last week, and as you know, I have full faith in Trey Lance. Um, and this Eagles team, their offense is broken right now. I think Jalen Hurts might be injured. There's something going on there. Um, so yeah, just the road spot for the Eagles, the downward trajectory of the Eagles. I'd feel better if Herbert played in this one. But even still, I'm going with the Chargers +3.
Okay. Actually, the problem is the Justin Herbert thing, like not knowing his status like fully going into this. I feel like if he's starting, I want the Chargers +3. If it's Trey Lance, I'm all over the Eagles -3. Um, also, I don't.
I think you saw in the preseason that they've successfully unlocked Trey Lance, so I have no concerns about Trey Lance.
You and your preseason takes.
It's also worth noting Omarion Hampton didn't play last week. He was trying to come back but didn't. But there is a chance he does play this week also.
I'm a big fan of Marion. I like him a lot.
I know.
Um, give me the Eagles -3. First off, it's a non-conference road spot, but nobody is going to be at at kickoff for this game. Um, I gotta think the Eagles like win one. They figure it out here. They're coming off. I guess you call it like a mini bye with the Black Friday game. So they've had a couple extra days to kind of lick their wounds. I don't know if Jalen Hurts is actually injured. He seemed like a willing runner, so I don't think there's an injury there. I just think they're not on the same page. Clearly, it seems to be a play calling issue. First off, they're not blocking as well as they did, um, which is odd. And second, uh, Saquon. I guess that kind of piggybacks off the not blocking. He hasn't quite looked the same. So like everything with them started with that ground game last year. Then they were able to kind of parlay that into opening up the rest of the field for AJ Brown, opening up the field for Devontae Smith, and it just hasn't clicked the same way as it did last year. I think they're banged up on that O line. Um, I'm on the Eagles -3. I think they're the better team, and the quarterback status thing scares me off the Chargers. It's such a they asked Justin Herbert to do so much for that team that if they don't have him and they're going to go with Trey Lance, who this isn't a preseason game, Mark. He's not facing a preseason defense, so I'll lay the 3. I think the line is telling you that's probably Justin Herbert is my guess. I think if they didn't think he was starting, it would be like Eagles -5, 5.5. I think he means at least 2.5 points to a line, if not more. So um, I'll I- I'll I gotta think he plays. I don't know how well he plays because I think he's had like other issues too. So I think he had a leg injury like earlier in the season. Now he's got this hand thing, and those hand, it does. It's not going to affect him throwing, obviously, but where it will have an impact is on handling the ball. When he the drop back, he's got to be able to grip the ball with both hands. If they try to, he's not. He might not be as willing of a runner if he's got a bum flipper. Uh, and it also with the handoffs. The only reason I know this is because I pay attention to some of the like the pregame shows where they talk about guys who have hand injuries. If you've got a messed up hand, it hurts like to hand off the ball. Like you'd be surprised like how much pressure is actually put on your hand when you're stuffing the ball into another man's stomach. Um, so there's it's not, he's going to lose strength in the hand and the handoff. So I think you might see a fumble here, that could cost the Chargers a position. So give me the Eagles minus the 3. I just think there's too many unknowns with the Chargers at this point.
All right.